to Glenn.
Yeah, well, it's like, well, and of course, people address us in public, then it's like, I'm not sure who they're talking to. If I don't recognize them, are they talking to me? And they just, and whatever. So yeah, and we spell our first name the same way. So that makes it additionally confusing, because I could be the one N Glenn and then simplify everything.
That would make it easier, but but why make it easy, right? Nothing's easy these days, huh?
There you go. Yeah, and I'm actually going to. I know we're going live on Facebook at the moment, so I'm going to actually paste this up on my Facebook page and get this all shared. Um, so the reason why we're here today going live is you've just completed something. I think for the very first time in your history, and you've done so many different things, but there's one thing that I don't think you had done before now. And do you have a copy of it with you by chance?
You know what? I do. I should be that prepared, and I'm not. But I'm glad that you just brought it up because I happen to have it. Thank you for that little plug, shameless plug, but
shameless plug.
Yes.
So yeah,
but no, very proud, and thanks, Glenn. In all honesty, just you've been a dear friend, and this has been a labor of love for over 3 years, trying to put together my thoughts on on life and success and business and happiness, and so it's coming out May 23rd, and so it's one of those things that especially I think in times when there's been so many people that reach out to you, to me, about, man, how'd you do it? How do you get through all this, craziness in life? And so I said, okay, let me tell my story. And if it can help, I'm really into mentoring and giving back and doing a lot of that lately. And so we thought, well, let's write the book. And then also, what I've done right now is I've got this Integrity Book Launch Ambassador Group. It's on Facebook. And for those that want to join, really, I'd appreciate it because it's about pushing the message, right? And by doing that, and if they kind of download that they are involved and they bought the book, and you can pre-order it right now on Amazon. If you do that, you become part of the group. And then we do mentorship sessions, and I do some one-on-ones as well. So I'm kind of creating that community, and it's going to go long after this book, right? And it's really something I just want to stay very connected. And I've learned a lot of that through you. I mean, the coaching and the mentoring that you guys do at EXP has been fantastic. And I see so many agents that are so successful because they do get into the mentoring and the coaching. And so you got a great thing going. And I thought I really want to be involved in that. And so I'm doing it myself.
Awesome. Well, no, I'm really excited, and obviously coming out with the book next week. And we're just literally, in the last hour or so, I know you and I've been on the phone with Carolyn Merchant, our CMO, and we've been working on logistically how we can put a copy. You've graciously shared, and we're sharing at EXP a copy of the book for everybody who attends the shareholder summit next week in Orlando. So excited to get everybody a copy of the book. We're going to actually have it at least 2 different places. We'll have it at the Success Lending booth. We'll have it at the Success booth as well. So if you go by the Success Magazine booth, I think we probably will have a EXP merch store. So we want to basically provide a number of different outlets where people.
I've lost your sound. You got sound there? Are you there, Glenn? Can you hear me? By the book. So I don't know what's happened, and I don't know if I'm still live or not, but I'll talk a little bit more. Is that you? Well, for all those that are still listening, technical difficulties happen even with Glenn Stearns and Glenn Sanford, okay? And but no, I'll be again. If you are interested in being a part of the Integrity Book Launch Ambassador Group, please go online right now to Amazon and just buy a book, and then you can go in and you can upload your copy of that. And then I want you to be a part of my mentorship team, where I'm going to be putting together teams. We've been doing it now a couple of weeks, where we put people together and we just start asking questions, kind of the Ask Glenn Anything. And I'd love you to be a part of that. So, and then also, obviously, I'm going to be there next week at the event. I'm going to be there on Saturday, speaking, I think, with Elena Cardone. I am. We are a team, aren't we? So, anyway, but I want to stay connected, and I want to have you a part of that. I definitely love the aspect of mentorship and coaching. So, again, while if you're there, shareholders, they're gracious enough over at EXP to make sure that all of you have a book for free. But if you're not going to be there, please go online and do that, and then come and be a part of the team. It'd mean a lot to me. As I look back, there's so many stories, and I got a lot of inspiration. Hey, Glenn, are you back?
Oh, I think I'm back. Am I back?
You're back.
Okay.
You are.
I had to quit Chrome and yeah, that's what I heard. So so anyway, I had to quit my Chrome browser.
Plugging the book again, so I think we did this on purpose, folks, so that I could just talk about my experience with this.
So well, and that it's really I when I think about the book, I mean, and those of you, and I don't know what you shared because I was doing my troubleshooting, but I mean, you came from some really humbling beginnings. I mean, if you're in your early on story of growing up and the things that you went through early on, I mean, you would have thought there was no way, by the time you were 17, 18 years old, I would have thought you would be on a path that would have been just challenge after challenge after challenge after challenge, that each one of them would have been not recoverable for most people. And yet you figured out a way to ultimately overcome those challenges and become, quite frankly, one of the most, successful people that I've ever had a chance to connect with, meet, learn from, build a relationship with. So it's pretty amazing what your story is.
Well, I like to lead as I'm older now with my flaws, so to speak, right? And what I mean by that and why is because I think every single one of us have a little bit of self-doubt in our minds. Like, can I really do this? Or am I good enough? Or, it's too big of an idea. And, when I look at what's been able to have been done in my life, I think, wow, like all of that. When I was a kid, to your point, I was dyslexic. I failed fourth grade. I had a child at 14 years old, right? My parents were alcoholics. I didn't have a lot of guardrails or mentors. And so somehow crawling out of all that and then realizing the path for me was surrounding myself with strong people and people that were the balcony people that lifted me up, not the basement people, you know. that there was a way out. And by getting out, then you start to build on how are you going to do life, right? And little things, having integrity, right? And obviously, if you don't see, there's a little redness in one part of the word, grit, because it's hard, man, right? And it's easy to cut corners. And yet, if you don't do that and you actually, do things ethically, that life seems to work out for you. And so I've enjoyed um, getting other people to realize, man, that guy, if he can do it, shoot, I can do it, and it's been fun to be able to hope and watch and see other people, blow through their dreams.
So would you refer to this book as more sort of autobiographical or inspirational or problem solving? How would you sort of think about
Well,
it? What would be the
yeah, it's a good question, because when I did the television show, before I answer you, I didn't do that show so that a lot of people would like it and it would be good. I did it for my kids. I'd gone through cancer and they kept hitting me if I want to do a show and I kept saying no. And I said, I'll tell you what I would do, put me anywhere in this country with no money and no contacts. And I bet I could rebuild a business. And by doing that, I wanted to show my kids, man, you got to work hard. And, they had just seen dad who'd gone through cancer. And what came out of it was the most wonderful gift to me, which were thousands of people all over the world that were inspired. And so I thought, you know what? Again, that was so unknowing. I didn't realize it would happen. I thought, well, I'm going to write a book and talk about a lot of the, not only the things that did go right, but a lot of the things that didn't go right, and how I was fortunate enough to weave my way through. And so, yeah, it's a story, kind of my life, but mostly about how you get through and overcome obstacles and whatnot. And I hope that people then can learn, maybe without having to hit their own head against the wall, how to get through and around some of the things that they're dealing with in their lives.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I'm looking forward, obviously, to seeing you next week. Obviously, we have a business partnership, EXP, and your company, Kind Lending, with Success Lending. And finally, the mortgage business seems to be picking up for us. So that's nice to see.
Starting to pick up. It's really nice to see. I mean, again, in the world out there of real estate, mortgage, we when we have such big highs, there's always going to be a crash. And so we've those that have been around long enough have seen a few of them. This was a pretty steep one, and we're still kind of dealing with it in the middle of it. But by watching thinning the herd a little bit, it gives more market share to those that survive, and we're all survivors, aren't we? So
Right. Yeah. And like they say, for some people, it's the perfect time to get into mortgage, which I think actually for Success Lending it was. For others, it was a tough time to be in mortgage because everything was shrinking on them, and so it's a great time to be putting your roots in
that's right.
when the market's down, because that
Nowhere to
means
go
that
but up.
everything is up from there. Exactly. Well, again, Friday next week, I mean, Saturday next week, the panel, I know you'll be there for a few hours. I know you're running around book launch. You're doing a speaking, I think, on the West Coast on Friday. I think you're heading to a book launch in New York right after that. So
Right.
I know that all of our agents love seeing with you, engaging with you. I mean, you inspire a lot of our agents, and myself obviously included. So thank you
Well,
for
thank
all
you.
of that and the friendship
Yeah,
and relationship.
it means a lot to me too, Glenn. It's been again more than a business deal, and I love it. And I love everybody over there at EXP. And so if they do, they can go on to Facebook and go to the Integrity Book Launch Ambassador Group, and that's where you can find out all the information on Facebook. So again,
Okay,
Integrity.
cool. I'll find the link. I'll put it on the various channels that we're posting on. So
Yeah, appreciate it. And again, you know, yeah, I wasn't sure I wanted to do that. I've done it and I'm real proud now. And so, again, I'd love to hear the feedback, and I do, I want to get involved in more of the kind of creating the community and, and staying connected through mentorship. And so this group will be a good first start for us. So thank you.
Excellent. Well, Glenn, have a great rest of your day. Looking forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah,
And
sure.
thanks everyone for watching all through the challenges. Maybe it kept you more engaged because I was
There you
having
go.
problems, but awesome.